What's up, Rob? And I'm trying to pull this thing up on my tablet here so I can see the comments better. I can't even find where the damn thing is at. Yeah, man, I slept good last night until they called me at 6 o'clock this morning to come get 4 new tires put on. I knew they was gonna do it too. I got my What's up, Chubb? Louisiana. I'm gonna get with y'all here in just a second. I got my iPad up here. I'm trying to find the dang trying to find where the hell I'm live at so I can see the comments a little better. This piece of shit. Hang on, y'all. Give me just a minute. Alright, I think I can see y'all now. So what y'all up to today? Is that it? Yeah, what's up, y'all? I'm up here at the Columbus terminal. Still sitting back here in the back where I was. Only thing I've done was drop the trailer and bobtailed up there to the shop so they can put 4 new drive tires on. And then I bobtailed to Walmart this morning. Got some groceries and stuff to put in here. I asked them about that damn side warning, that collision warning thing too on the side. Man, they said there wasn't anything to do about it. Oh yeah, I took a shower last night, Rob. Got some clothes washed. And yeah, Kevin and them got their got my new Kenworth. Yeah, Sean, that damn that shit, man, gets on my damn nerves. I told my the people at my home terminal, which is the West Memphis, Arkansas terminal. I told them, I said, look, I said, y'all going to put me on the list for a Kenworth. I said, me and this freight loader ain't gonna work out. See, I don't get it in this truck. It's got to be something. But the shop here said they couldn't do nothing about it. But that one I had in the prime truck, it didn't do all that beeping and shit. I'm vibrating on the screen. Hang on. Might have to do something else. What's that looking like? That better? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me, right? Okay, that's better. Yeah, it was on this little phone mount I got here on the dash, and I guess it was just vibrating. Oh, this is that's where my GoPro is at. I got it charging up right now. I just got it stuck to the sun visor up there. Y'all can hear me? Yeah. Good deal, good deal. Oh, the horsepower? Yeah. Going up a damn hill feels like this some gun's dragging 3 trucks behind it. Just falls on his face. Look like I'm ready to retire at Crete. I don't know, man. We'll see. Cause I don't look for Amistad to pick up no health insurance for the drivers and stuff. I told them to let me know if they do. And I might come back. Depending on how my miles look here. And how that paycheck look. But Amistad's had they've had health insurance in the past, but nobody wanted it. None of the drivers back at the time wanted it, and it was costing the company too much money to to keep it or something like that. I don't know how all that shit works with the companies, but they didn't have enough employees to get it that wanted it to make it cheaper on the company, so they let it go. And they got less drivers than they do. They got less drivers now than they did back then. So I don't look for them to get the insurance. My fleet manager told me, she says I'm gonna stay on them about getting medical insurance, but they're not going. I don't think they're going to do it for the same reason they dropped it last time, because there wasn't enough people. Rob, they got about I really ain't sure. It's less than 60. It might be less than 50. They don't have a whole lot. My fleet manager that I had with them had 20 trucks on her fleet. And there was another dispatch. There was her, and then one more, and then they had another woman that was, over the fleet, over the head fleet manager or whatever. But there wasn't but 2 that really had trucks on, a fleet of trucks, and that was my fleet manager and another one. So they can't be many. And then the office employees, they were just the 4 ladies that was in the office at the union office. They had their own insurance, for their family or whatever. So there ain't nobody in the office really wanted it. Yeah, the insurance is important. That's the reason why I had to let them go, man. But like I said, if they don't if they got insurance, and I would go back if I wasn't making, because I was making oh, Sean, look, I felt like a dumbass yesterday when I was leaving I can't remember if it was when I was leaving Walmart or coming into Walmart. There was a truck. It was when I was leaving Walmart, because I had the camera going whenever I was pulling into Walmart. But there was a truck. There was a Schaefer truck behind me, and then me, and then another truck in front of me. Well, me and the truck in front of me left about the same time, because the woman she come check my trailer first to make sure it was empty, and then checked his. So by that time, I done got back up the truck and, ready to go. he got down there at the end of the road to the stop sign and slammed on brakes for some damn reason. And I about threw my leg out, you know, trying to hit the damn clutch. Stupid, man. Hell, when I done my road test out there at Wilmer, I don't know what you call him, the trainer or whatever he was. He was one of the orientation people. He thought I was trying to grab his arm because that was the first time I'd been back, you know, in a truck since Amistad. And whenever I got out to the driveway, or when I was fixing to take off out of the parking spot to go to the driveway to go out, I done like this. And he thought I was trying to grab his arm, and I was looking for a gear shift. Rob, you talking about Amistad? If you talking about Amistad, they're not gonna get any new trucks for a while, because they was talking about overhauling the trucks they got. You know, when they needed it, and they're talking about hanging on to the trucks they got for 700, 800, 900,000 miles. So they're not gonna get any new trucks for a long time. That one I had, that was in pretty good shape. As far as the inside goes, because they don't let you do nothing. They don't want you drilling holes in nothing. They don't want you putting. Y'all see this shit here? That stuff there where somebody had something glued right there. Now you get fired doing that in a massage truck. They don't want none of that. They don't want none of that shit stuck on there like that. Yeah, Charles, yeah, that's crazy. I was gonna get my own insurance through Blue Cross Blue Shield out of Mississippi. And they told me mine, just me, was gonna be over $500 a month. I said, God almighty. Hell no. I can come to a company, you know, that's got insurance, and my insurance now ain't but $160 a month. And that's for health and dental. Health and dental. So that's a hell of a lot better than $500. But yeah, man, I had to. You know, Crete, their trucks don't run to 68, but I mean, 62 cents a mile. Insurance, you know, all that. I can deal with it. Because hell, just this week I put it says 3,030 miles, but I forgot to start my mileage until I was about halfway home last Saturday. So I probably went 150, 200 miles from the terminal to where I set the mileage at. So it's probably, well, I know it's probably 3,200 miles I done been since last week, but that's my loaded and empty miles. My loaded miles is 2,700 and something miles. My empty miles is right about 200. So I'll get paid for, you know, right at 3,000 miles, a little better for, you know, my first week on the road, not orientation. Yeah. Yeah, stogies and eggnog. Yeah, man, I tear that eggnog up myself. Yeah, Sean, I hadn't either, and I didn't just yeah, I hadn't heard anybody complain about Crete either. Matter of fact, I watched a lot of people on YouTube before I come to Prime. Mainly the Joy of Trucking. You know, Kevin and Tanya. And there's another one. There's a couple more. I can't remember what their names are, but yeah, man, I didn't just make the decision to come to Prime, come to Crete. You know, just spur of the moment thing. That 62 miles, 62 cents a mile sounded good on that website, but I wanted to find out for sure because, you know, that nowadays that's pretty damn good. That's pretty good money. That's a pretty high cents per mile starting out compared to, you know, what a lot of companies start out at. Like Western Express, they was gonna start me out at 50 cents a mile. I told them, I said, shit. I said, I'd make that now. And pass y'all's trucks all the time. And then she went on to telling me that how the lease purchase works over there. And I told her, I said, well, I really don't care to hear about the lease purchase because I ain't gonna do that no way. But she said it's $1. She told me anyway. She said it's $1 buyout for your truck after it gets 650,000 miles. That's dispatch miles. That's not the miles on the truck. That's dispatch miles. 650,000 miles you got to run that truck before you get the title to it. Nah, that's all. It's all right. But yeah, they've been keeping me moving. Keeping me moving this week. I keep all my loads wrote down on this notepad, and I called. Let's see. My next load will be my seventh load. Now my next load is going to. I'm coming over here to. Where am I coming? Newark, Ohio, and it's picking up Monday morning, going to Phoenix, Arizona for the 18th between 6 a.m. and noon. So y'all probably have a good long video. The 18th, I think, is what, Friday, Thursday, something like that. I told her I might not would have got that load. Yeah, Sean. I probably wouldn't have got that load if I hadn't messaged him yesterday. I said, look, I didn't, you know, I'm an OTR driver over here. I'm not a regional driver, you know. I told her, you know, I said, I understand, you know, just getting started and all that. I said, but shit, if y'all got anything going out west, man, let me, you know, give it to me. And it wasn't 10 minutes later, they didn't even message me back. It wasn't 10 minutes later, I got that load on my pre-plan now. Yeah, Charles, yeah, it's gonna be a good long one. 68. I'm gonna call you Norman because I don't wanna just screw up your whole damn name. So I'm gonna say Norman. And they run 68, Norman. 68 on the cruise and 65 on the pedal, but it ain't that bad. It's a little better than 65, which was what Prime's speed was. I do miss that hood sticking out there though, but I'll get used to this. Hell, I missed the hood when I left when I left Dixie going to Prime. I missed that hood sticking out there for a month. But it gets better with time. Oh. Yeah, I went and checked in at the shop yesterday, and I told them, I said, man, I'll get y'all to take a look at two of my tires for sure, my drive tires for sure, but I think it might need, probably gonna need 4. Well, they pulled it up there to the shop and said, yeah, them tires should have done been changed. I said, well, I just picked this truck up last Saturday at the shop in West Memphis, Arkansas, at the terminal. And that's how they gave it to me. So I get a feeling them boys at West Memphis, they're not gonna, they try to get by with doing as little as they can. Oh, taking money off the top? Hell yeah, they are. Every company does that. Especially if you get paid percentage. Yeah, they're gonna take the fuel surcharge off. They're gonna, if you gotta get tires or any kind of work done, they're gonna take that off the top before you get your pay. Yeah, I know about it. Alex, I mean, I like it so far. I hadn't got my first, full check yet. They gave me that $500 something check from last week from orientation and all, but that was just for 3 days of orientation, and then my gas receipts for the rental cars and my hotel room that I paid for. I got all my money back on that. But I mean, I'm liking it so far. Hell, I don't never hear from these people. They don't never call me, they don't never message me or nothing. I mean, I get these little random messages, like before I go into a certain state or something like that, they'll tell me something, or on a little tablet here, or if there's congestion ahead of me, it'll send me a message saying that. But other than that, I don't hear from these people unless they're sending me my load info. Ain't bad. Cause I don't do all that damn calling every hour or two. I'll either block them or just turn my phone on silent. I'm just being honest, because I've done it before. Larry Jones, who I was telling y'all about yesterday on the end of the last video. Larry Jones, he used to do that shit just to aggravate me. He'd call me a couple times a day. Where you at? I'll tell him where I'm at. You ain't no farther than that. So from then on, every time he called and asked me where I was, every time he asked me and I told him, I'd tell him I was a couple hundred miles back from where I actually was. He had a tracker on a damn truck, so he knew exactly where I was. He just done it to be aggravating, because he knew I couldn't stand it. But that is a good thing about smaller companies, man. Because my dad worked for him for over 20 years, and then my cousin that died in February, he worked for him for about 20 years, and then I come to work for him. So there was already that relationship there, because I'd go down there. This is before I got my CDL, and I'd go down there to the shop and wait on my dad to get in all the time. He even gave me a job in the shop. I strapped down transformers or change tires out, service trucks, all that shit. And he'd always pick on me then too. So when I started driving for him, he'd already been picking on my ass for years. But yeah, that's a good thing about working for them smaller companies, man. You get that more of that personal connection, you know. But he died a year or two ago. Died I don't know what he died from, but yeah, that sucked. I couldn't make it back in time to go to the funeral. But oh, Alex, yeah, for sure, brother. I'll damn sure let you know. But so far they're pretty good. I ain't got no complaints about them. They don't bother me. Like I said, I don't never hear from them. But, and that's always a good thing. The less you hear from them, the better you are. Mario, what's up, brother? Man, they had all different. So after you start with Crete, after you get hired on after orientation, and you go pick up your truck and you start running loads for them, the people they have their insurance with, which is Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, they'll call you and see what all insurance plans you want, life insurance, you know, there's all different kinds of shit. I didn't know what half of it was, so I told Les, look, just give me medical and vision, and I'll be good. And it's kind of like doing paperwork over the phone. You saying yes or no is your signature. So you ain't got to deal with all that shit of signing stuff and trying to send it back to them and all that. And they explain all that to you, so that's pretty good little thing there. Cause I worked for a company one time way back. Shit. Been over 10 years ago. I worked for a company that they're called Transpower. They was out of Mississippi. And back when I worked for them, they pulled for U.S. Express. Pulled all their trailers and all that. They had a little mini terminal just outside of Meridian, Mississippi, right outside off 20 up there. And I went to work for them, and they did the same thing. They called and talked to you about the insurance, but while they was talking to you, they sent you an email that had all the stuff, and they wanted you to stop anywhere you could and get all that shit printed out, and then sign for whatever it was you wanted, and then mail it, or email, or either mail it back to them, or email it back to them, or fax it back to them. You can fax it back to them. That's aggravating as shit. I didn't get nothing. I told Les, I said, shit, I don't need nothing. I'm alright. Well, I'm sit there and go through all that. Only $34 an hour. Hell yeah, well I'm right down here below you, man. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, down here at this Crete terminal down here. But yeah, shit, it's 95 degrees over here. I'm ready for that cooler weather. I ain't ready for all that negative shit, but I'm ready for it to get cool, man. This damn hell with all this heat. See, another good thing about Crete is I'm not gonna be doing the dry van forever. I mean, I'll do it for now, but it just ain't something I'm gonna care to do for a long period of time. After I get my stomach seen about and all that, my plans are to swap over from Crete to Hunt, which is still a Crete company. They got Crete, Schaefer, and Hunt. But Hunt is the flatbed division. You know, like kind of like Prime, they had the reefer division, the flatbed, and the tanker division. And it was all one company. It's all one company here, but they're all different names. Hunt's the flatbed, Crete's the dry van, and Schaefer's the reefer. So after I get my stomach seen about, that's probably what. Well, I'm gonna do some research on it first. I'm gonna see how it is over there, what their pay is like, and all that shit, and where they run to. Because I'm not gonna run around the damn East Coast and Southeast and shit all the time. But I'm gonna stick with dry van for a while, because hell, this is easy work. Like that guy told me yesterday, that Schaefer driver. I'm gonna take his advice. I'm gonna stay away from reefer for a little while. Yeah, Sean, my fleet manager did tell me. He said sometimes I might have to, depending on the area I'm in, I might have to run a reefer load. But he did tell me, he had explained to me how a reefer works, you know, before I get dispatched on the reefer and all that. But, and I didn't tell him I had any reefer experience. I'll pull one if they need it done. I mean, I'll do it, but I ain't gonna turn it down. But I ain't gonna do it all the time though. Oh, that Schaefer driver, Sean, yeah, he was explaining it to me. But I didn't care. Hell, you know, he's a good dude. He loves driving a truck, man. He about like I did back when I first started driving. All I wanted to do was pull a reefer. You know, had the chicken lights on it, all that shit. I love it now, but I love money and insurance more now. Yeah, Mario, yeah. All them damn different appointment times and shit, man. I've been unloaded every hour of the damn day in a 24-hour period. What really sucks is if you unload or load at 10 o'clock in the morning, you done slept all night, and you got to drive most of the night and unload at 5 o'clock the next morning, or unload at 1 o'clock in the morning, or some dumb shit, you know, like that. Like, damn. I complained about it. Hell yeah, I complained about a lot of shit, but it was my choice to do it. Hell, I could have chose to go do something else. So while I'm sitting there complaining about it, it's my own fault. I don't mind reefer though. I tell you this. It took me a little while to get used to sleeping without that reefer going. The first few nights in this truck, man, it was a pain in the ass to get to sleep. Not only because the reefer wasn't running, because I got to sleep with that fucking thing on. Mario, I really don't know. I think a lot of their stuff is, I'm sure a lot of their stuff is going to be like Prime was. Some live loads, some drop and hook, because everywhere I used to go with Prime, there was a Schaefer trailer there, or a Schaefer truck there, so it's probably going to be about half and half, probably half unload, half drop and hook, if you're lucky. But If your luck runs like mine does, it's gonna be live one loads all the time. But yeah, I'm assuming now. I'm not 100%. You'd have to talk to somebody that knows a lot more about it than me. Arsene? Is that how you say your name? Arsene or Arson? Arizona heading to Cali. Man, I love going to Cali. Be safe going across there, brother. It's probably hot as shit out there, ain't it? Well, I'm ready for the damn cool weather. I was out there at Phoenix here not long ago, and it was 124 degrees. Shit. You could cook you some eggs out there on the damn hood. Arsene? Alright. Man, I hate doing 34s, man, but I ain't had no time coming back. I didn't have none coming back last night or tonight. Oh, you're in Holbrook. You out there at the damn at that truck stop, got the Burger King in it and the knife shop. This knife right here, this little buck knife, it came from that truck stop at that knife shop out there. They had a bunch of knives. Pretty nice little truck stop. They had the little Indian store next to it too. They had the knife shop, and then they had the Indian store right next to it. And out in front of it was kind of like the little food area, you know, food where you sit down to eat, you know. Got the Burger King, and then they got the store over there. This older lady, she just rode by and just staring at me. I think she was looking at these spots on each side of me, because there's an open spot over here, which ain't really I mean, you can park there, but then there's an open spot right there beside me, but there's a dumpster right here in front of me. I bet she's been out here a long time. Oh, you at the TA with the Popeyes? Yeah. Yeah, that's right down the road. I don't know what she's doing. I think she's supposed to back in this spot next to me. But yeah, man. Let me plug this damn charger up. First thing dies on me like it did that one time. Yeah, one of them lives I was doing, the damn phone died. Just I think it was the last one I done out there at Golden Acorn Casino truck stop out there around San Diego. Damn phone just went dead. I ain't even plug it up. Yeah, Sean Hunt. Yeah, they do flatbed, but they don't talk a lot about them in orientation. Yeah, she walked over here looking at my trailer number. I guess she's looking for a trailer and thought I had her trailer. But yeah, they don't talk about hunting much in orientation. And I asked them, I says, how come y'all don't talk a lot about hunting? They said, because they do their own thing. They ain't got but one orientation. This in I think he said Nebraska. Their orientation is a week long, you know, because flatbed securement and all that, I'm assuming. But yeah, they don't do orientation for hunt. Hunt only does one has only one they only have one orientation office, and it's in Nebraska. Alex, I've been regional the past week, but that ain't what I signed up for. But yeah, I'm actually what they call national, OTR. Yeah, I don't. There's one hunt trailer here. There's a flatbed, but they ain't a hunt truck here. He must live around here somewhere and just leaves his trailer here to go home. But he's got a flatbed right down towards the other end of this road here. I don't know what their pay is. I'm assuming it's probably going to be, well, it should be more per mile than what I make. Being how they got to do tarp, they got a tarp and all that shit. But I don't know. They might make 62 cents a mile. Which is still decent though. They did say in orientation that Crete don't. They try to stay away from tarp loads when they can. But if you go to the north, if they go to the northwest, Washington, Oregon, and all that, you damn near ain't gonna get out of up there without getting a load. You got a tarp, because about all they got is up there is lumber from Weyerhaeuser, or something like that. And Weyerhaeuser wants all their shit tarp. They ain't even gonna give you the paperwork until you tarp it. They got one in Eugene, Oregon. They got one in Kettle Falls. They got one in Olympia, Washington. And then they got that other little place down there just outside of Hood River. Right there, kind of on the north side of the interstate when you come through Hood River on 84. They got a little lumber place there that I used to load out a lot. And you're not gonna get out of none of them places without tarping first. Man, that Hood River, if y'all are familiar with Oregon, up in that part of Oregon, Hood River, Portland, all that, along the river. I was up there at that place in Hood River one time. Had to tarp my load. It was in the afternoon. I got up there on top of that top of that load, and I was rolling my tarps out. And a big ass gust of wind got up underneath my tarp. And instead of my dumb ass letting go of the tarp, I tried to hold it up there. And the wind blew the tarp and me right off the trailer. And that shit was right at 13 foot high. And I landed on my feet on the ground. And damn near broke my ankle. Yeah, Sean. Yeah, I'm always gonna love the long hoods and all the chicken lights and stuff, man. But it ain't everything like it used to be. Used to be, I don't give a damn if you. I don't give a damn. I used to, when I first started driving, I didn't ask how much I got paid. I asked what I was going to be driving. Because I didn't give a shit how much the pay was. But now, shit. If I'd have worried about pay back then, I might would have had a little more now. Yeah, Sean. Hell yeah, I would have too. Yeah, Charles, yep. I'm gonna get them to send me back up there, man, because it's been, last time I was at the Northwest was, or up in the Northwest was, Y'all remember that black flat top with the green stripes I drove for Dixie, pulling the reefer? When I emptied out up at Post Falls, Idaho, at U.S. Foods, and I had to go down to Hermiston, Oregon to pick up onions. And when I was pulling cabbage, I broke down, had to be towed to the shop. That's the last time I think that was the last time I was at the Northwest, if I ain't mistaken. Yeah, I think it was. But yeah, so it's been a while. Shit, that was back last year. Man, this damn year is it's halfway over already. Time flies when you're looking busy, I guess. No, it wasn't. I went to the Northwest in that Volvo. Remember that Volvo boss man at Dixie bought me? When I was pulling flatbed. Remember I went up to Montana, and then I went over to the north part of Idaho, just south of Smelterville, on 90 up there, and I went down to Santa something, Lou. Well, that's what it was, Santa, Idaho. I went down there and loaded onions, loaded lumber, going back to somewhere. Hell, I can't remember where I went. But yeah, that Volvo, but that was still back last year. Y'all remember when the truck stops had phone booths? I remember back a long time ago, riding with my dad. He'd have to stop every morning and call in to the office, you know, to let him know where he was and all that. And he'd stop at a truck stop, had a phone booth. And you open the damn door up on that phone booth, and there's just a big cloud of cigarette smoke come out at you. Yeah, man, there's a lot of damn town names that start with Santa. But yeah, this one here, it's all it is, just Santa. It's kind of up there in the panhandle of Idaho, kind of south of kind of southeast of Post Falls and Spokane, kind of down south of Smelterville, Idaho, and all that. But yeah, it's a pretty good place to load. They load that shit heavy, boy. You better be full of fuel when you go in there, because if you ain't gonna be full of fuel until you get unloaded. Yeah, Charles. Yeah, I've heard that before too. Ugh. Damn, I need to get back up to Northwest. Shit, I miss it. That's another reason why I come over to Crete. Because they run all over the place. See, Western Flyers, or Western Flyers out of Oklahoma. I would call them Western Express. But Western Flyers in Oklahoma, they don't go up to Northwest. They stay about middle of the country, over, all the way over to the northeast side of the country, and then they kind of go up. But yeah, I didn't care for all that. Oh, and then she tried to butter me up and tell me, you know, well, we got some nice 389s that you can get in. I could tell she was proud of them too, but I didn't have the heart to tell her that I don't give a shit about a 389. Now, if one of the W900s might have been open, now I'd had to pride myself away from that. Because other than them old Freightliner Classics, man, them W900s, them are my favorite truck. Any Kenworth, really. I've always loved a Kenworth. I owned a Kenworth back, shit. I can't remember when it was, but it was an 04 W900. It was maroon with black fenders. It wasn't a mid-roof. It was kind of a flat-top truck with a little, the sleeper just went up just a little bit and then back. But you could still stand up in it because the Kenworth floor dropped down. So if you wasn't careful, when you were real tired when you come out of the damn driver's seat, if you wasn't careful and paying attention, you'd trip over that damn hump and bust your ass back there. Shit, man. Hate sitting around like this. I done got back there and blew out that trailer 2 or 3 times. Ain't a speck of dust in it. Sean, yeah, I'm back here in the back of I'm back here by this well shit, I can show you. I'm back here right by this fence. Just sitting back here out of the way. Hell, I ain't got shit else to do. I done went to Walmart this morning and got some stuff there and come back over here and I'm gonna sit till my load can pick up any time between midnight tonight and midnight tonight and midnight tomorrow night. Oh, Columbus was your home terminal? Ain't a bad terminal, man. They get shit done here. Whereas my home terminal, come to find out, should have changed them damn them 4 drive tires back there and didn't do it. I get a feeling, man, if I want anything done, I'm gonna have to go to either up here or somewhere else. Cause it ain't gonna get done there, I don't look like. Alex, yeah, I'm picking up I'm picking up in the morning going to Phoenix, Arizona. I'm picking up in Newark, Ohio. I can pick up there in the morning from or tonight from midnight to midnight tomorrow night. And then it's got to be out there on the 18th, which is Thursday or Friday, between 6 a.m. and 6 a.m. and noon. So yeah, I've already got a load planned out, and this load that I delivered yesterday at Walmart, it'll go on the same paycheck as this load here. OTR Vic, nah, brother, I hadn't seen him anywhere yet. But if I see him, I'm gonna say hey to him. I'm gonna tell him to quit jacking them landing gears all the way down to the ground. Now I want to meet them though, cause I use their driver code when I come to Crete for a referral. Because all the information I learned about Crete was pretty much on their channel. I learned a couple things, from a couple others, but it really wasn't any information that I didn't, know already. But how things work over here, and the miles and where all he runs, you know, and all that. That's where I learned all that from, was him. So I wanna say hello to him if I see him. Oh, Friday's 18th, yeah. So it's got to be out there Friday. Oh, you'll be in Phoenix Tuesday. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Panary, what's going on, brother? But yeah, just they don't upload their videos. I don't know if any of y'all noticed, or if any of you that watch the channel noticed. They don't post their videos like I do. See, my videos, I post mine the day that if I got good enough service, I'll post mine the day that I empty out or drop off, whatever. Like I posted that video yesterday. I unloaded yesterday down there at Washington Courthouse. And then today, y'all see for sure that I'm still sitting here at the terminal in Columbus. I post my video, every time I post a video, I just got done dropping that load. But I've noticed on their videos, some of their videos are older videos that they've you know, done, that they recorded or whatever, and they're just now uploading them. Like his new Kenworth video, that was recent. But the videos before that, it's hard to explain. You have to go watch their videos and kind of pay attention to see what I'm talking about. Which ain't nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of people that do that. They don't they just post videos as they go, you know, or they record videos and just post them whenever. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I notice they do that. Their videos ain't not all of them are current. Y'all know who Riding with Dave is? He's from South Mississippi too. He has a whole archive of videos, or he did, and he would just post them whenever he felt like posting them. They wasn't none of his videos except for these videos the past month or two, him doing that little flatbed job down there. They wasn't hardly none of his videos, you know, current. But that's just, I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with doing them like that. That's fine. The reason why I do mine like I do is because if I don't, I forget. I'll get busy and get on the next load and I'll forget to upload it. So as soon as I get done with a load, I make sure I go ahead and put all the videos together and go ahead and get it uploaded, because if I don't, I'll forget. Yeah, but I'm on, I had to do a 34, man. I didn't have but, by the time I got here yesterday, I didn't have but, 7 or 8 hours left, and I didn't get no hours back last night. And the hours I was getting back tonight wasn't going to amount to shit. Because the only thing I done was, drove from the terminal in West Memphis to the house. And that wasn't but just about 4 hours, so I wasn't going to get about 4 hours back. That wasn't even going to be... I just decided to go ahead and take a 34, you know what I mean? A cattle company. I don't think Dave would ever make it hauling cows. He might surprise me, but man, you got to load and ride with them, and I don't know if Dave would be up for that kind of stuff. He might be, but I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah, Sean. I love the old Freightliner classics. The Freightliner classics, the Freightliner with the Peterbilt sleepers, you know, the Peterbilt looking sleepers. Hell, the flat top. Man, I don't give a damn what it was. I always loved them old Freightliners. I don't mind these Freightliners here. That shit right there wasn't. That shit's aggravating as fuck. And that Freightliner Classic, that'd be my first choice of truck, but because you can't hardly find one of them no more. A W9 or I ain't never drove a T680, but I mean it's a Kenworth. I love Kenworth. I put in for one of them one of them T680s, but and they told me they got me added to the list, but they ain't no telling how long. Now this truck here, this truck number's 46766. This is one of the older trucks that they got. They're fixing to get rid of this one. There's right up there in front of the shop, kind of out behind the, you know, other side of the driveway from the shop. That's where their trucks are that's been turned in that they're going to get rid of, and 4 of them is the 46 numbers. Start with the 46. So they're starting to weed out all these trucks here. So hopefully it won't be long before they get me in one. Oh, Matt, what's up, brother? Central Florida. It's probably as hot down there as it is up here, ain't it? It's 100 degrees right here, or 98. I don't know, Panary. Some of them do. I know a few of them that still run paper logs, and some bitches they don't stop. They'll pick up cows out of Mississippi, going to Amarillo, and run them all the way there. Amarillo or either Dalhart, Texas. They'll run cows from Meridian to either Amarillo or Dalhart, Texas, unload, and then pick up another load going from Dalhart to Oklahoma City, to the sale barn before they'll go to sleep. But yeah, some of them don't. Yeah, T680s, I heard they're nice. They've got one sitting over here, but it's locked. I was see what it looked like. I guarantee it rides better than this Freightliner does. This is wider. Yeah, that's one reason why I want it. That way I know how to back. And I'm still trying to figure out this. Man, down there at the Home Depot I was at the other morning, this guy that was a couple spots down from me when I was backing that loaded trailer in where it's supposed to be. This dude probably swore there was somebody in here that I was arguing with.